to the finish line. Seatbelt, fast whips, got a win in mind. See me when I skirt off, ain't no 10 in mine. Friends keep saying slow down, should've seen the signs. Riding down this dirt road, but we going, I don't know. God, please protect me, I'm halfway home. Take the wheel right now, I let go. Thinking about the ones that let go. I thought by now you forgive me. No, it's not easy forgiving. Found a new reason for living. Naysayers making noise, all I hear them say. Bad cards all the time. Took the hand I was dealt, gotta let it shine. What? Yeah. Tell me where to sign. I'll give it all away for some peace of mind. Cause life fading so late. They got a second chance waiting for it. In disbelief, we ain't been living holy. In disbelief, we ain't been living holy. I thought by now you forgive me. No, it's not easy forgiving. Found a new reason for living. Naysayers making noise, all I hear them say.
I bet on myself. Yeah, I bet on myself.
Yeah, I bet on myself. Yeah, I bet on myself. I don't need you, I do it myself. Yeah, I bet on myself.
I bet on myself.
Yeah, I bet on myself. Okay, dream so big that they think I'm crazy. Let out the beast, no, they can't tame me. Don't play with me, better mind your business. I cannot stop now, I ain't finished. I'ma keep on going till I got that. Okay, the way that I'ma do it, they can't top that. No way. Critics trying to hate, but I don't talk back, I know that. Plotting on the kid with the bull, tell him all that. I'm the one that I'ma gamble on, I ramble on. I'm about to get my ramble on, and I'm the one they really couldn't get a handle on.
Oh, I tell you what. Ladies and gentlemen, I tell you what, welcome to the designated Spittaz, and man, oh man, do me and Francis. We have a lot to talk about today, folks. The Yankees do add to their bullpen a little bit mo. We're going to talk about it, but folks, I am currently in an evolution mode here. Cowboy Pete is becoming a thing. Jira hates it. She hates me right now.
He said he's in evolution. I mean, obviously it's Monday, so you know, Raw and Netflix is going on right now. You said evolution immediately. I thought of that video that we shared a couple days back when Evolution got back together.
Yeah.
And it's like when you and your boys get together for one last night out in the town or some shit like.
Hey, Evolution is my shit because that's again Motorhead. People don't understand Pete Simonetti. Pete Simonetti I'm a super music head. Like I got music across all genres. But I tell you what, I was in the gym today, and I was listening to some Toby Keith, and I tell you what, Pete Simonetti was about to throw on a cowboy hat, walk outside, get a horse, and just pedal on down the street. Is that how you do it? Do you pedal down the street on a horse?
I was gonna say I don't know if your horse got pedals. That's a different.
I'm galloping, baby! Yeehaw, motherfucker!
At the end of the day, though, in the times we live in, you never know. You gotta respect everybody and everything. You might be riding a bike that identifies as so. That's what you say. You pedal down the street. Whoa,
bro! First super chat of the night, Pete. I'm gonna call you Woody.
I don't know if that's. I think that's flagrant, right? That needs an Ayo. I'm sorry.
Hey yo,
NY Sports, hate to do it to you. I think that's an Ayo moment. I'm sorry. It just right out the gate. Lately it's been like this. Every time we on the screen, it's early and often right out the gate.
I said it on All Rise today. It's like I can't even talk anymore. I talk and it's just Ayos. It's like I don't know. It's just become it's become such a thing here. I don't even know what to do anymore. But to each his own. Smacky to likey, hitty to subby. All right, PD planks. Okay.
PD Planks. Listen, somebody said Rodeo Pete. Rodeo Pete was all right.
Rodeo Pete. All right. Okay.
Rodeo Pete is all right.
I'm ready for it. I'm ready for it. Look, man, I tell you what, believe it or not, I've tried a cowboy hat on before, and I look the part.
I mean, listen, brother, I believe you. I think if I put, now, not like I said, but we were talking.
You could rock the cowboy hat, matter of fact. I know you could.
We were talking about a couple different things. I was like, Shabuzi kind of makes me feel like I could pull it off. I might do it.
Let me tell you something. When you come to Virginia, we're gonna go pick up 2 cowboy hats, and we're gonna go square dancing.
Let me tell you something right now. I'll tell you something right now. If me and Pete go and buy these cowboy hats, just prepare yourself, man. It's gonna be a long night for whatever city we in, bro.
Ah, man, I tell you what. But ladies and gentlemen, we got a little bit to talk about today. Of course, the Yankees did make a free agent signing. He was actually one of the names that's been talked about a little bit. And let me make sure. Give me 1 second. Let me just make sure. Actually, I do got it pulled up. All right, perfect. I just wanted to make sure my secondary screen was active. It is. Okay. But there it is. Per Chris Cotillo, if that's how you say his name, the Yankees and Tyler Matzek are in agreement on a minor league deal. Matzek recently spent 2020 through 2024 with the Braves, pitching to a 3.40 ERA in 143 games. He won the World Series in 2021 with the Atlanta Braves with a 1.72 ERA in 13 games in that year's postseason. So, big move? No. It's not a big move at all. We know that. But the Yankees do add another lefty option to their bullpen. A lot of people saying, they don't know much about Tyler Matzek. I did do a little bit of research myself. Velocity really hasn't been the same since his really good season of 2021 when he was up to about 96 miles an hour. He's down last year. And again, this is right after his surgery. He's down to about 94, 93.6.
Yeah.
Is where his average fastball velocity was. So the thing about surgeries like Tommy John is it could take a little while additional to start building that up. So back. I didn't see any reports about where he was when teams watched him. I know the Yankees obviously were in attendance. I remember when that report actually came out weeks ago. And, now they got him and Tim Hill. We were worried about who it's going to be. And he did sign a minor league deal, but I would be pretty shocked if he doesn't make the team.
Yeah, I think Matzek is a guy kind of like a low risk, high reward kind of situation.
Yeah.
If he regains his form from what was that 2021, 22?
2020. Well, he pitched 43 and 2/3 innings in 2022. Then he had the surgery. Yeah. Both not bad years, but he was phenomenal in 21.
21 is the year that I'm thinking. That's the World Series year.
Yeah. Yeah.
If you're hoping he can kind of find that form, I think a lot of people would look at it and say, well, he's 34 years old. He'll be 35 by the time the Yankees go into their next playoff run. So, like, what are the chances? I mean, he's a reliever. So that's the first thing that people got to understand. We're not looking at a starter here. We're looking at a reliever. And at 34, 35 years of age, believe it or not, he's still pretty much in the middle of his prime for a reliever.
Correct. Agreed.
The fastball, like you said, isn't yet where it was prior to Tommy John. But again, that's not uncommon. So would it shock anybody if, come June, July, Tyler's up to 95, 96 on the gun with the fastball? No.
Shouldn't.
My biggest worry, very small sample size last year. I think he pitched like what, 10 innings?
10 innings, 10 Ks.
Okay, so and I'm not looking at the runs there because essentially that was spring training. That, like, I'm not looking at that. So,
right.
But what worries me is that right there. It's crazy how in sync we are because you literally pulled up my worry spot. If you guys look at what's on the far right of your screen, those are the shapes of the pitches, and that cutter. Cutter's very hittable.
That's not where you want a cutter.
And
that is not where you want a cutter.
Yeah. So, and what you got to look at is it's on the right side of the plane. It's the upper right quadrant of the plane. So, to a lefty, that looks pretty good. To a righty, it's breaking into the it doesn't
Correct.
look bad for anybody. It's not a hard pitch for anybody to hit. Where he lives with the fastball is not a place where typically left-handed hitters are going to do very much damage on him. And the same case with the slider. But if you look at this and then you think about a right-hander standing in there, like it is very hittable, especially if the velocity isn't back to where 2021 numbers and stuff like that. So
And
again,
if you actually just
concern,
click 2021, you can see the difference.
exactly.
I
So
mean,
boom.
just a major difference. And it looks like he kind of gave away with the curveball that he was barely throwing and then introduced the cutter.
Yeah.
So I wonder if maybe this year he goes fastball slider more so than anything else. But the Yankees are a big team on the cutter anyway, so I don't think that would take away from that.
I was gonna say it wouldn't shock me if you saw the Yankees try to like revamp his cutter completely and hopefully make that a pitch that he can rely on. But he's a reliever, bro. I mean, 2 pitches.
Yeah, we needed it. And somebody asked me, and they're like, "Yeah, people, what does that do for Jonathan Loaizaga?" Like I said, he's not even going to be ready till like May or June. I mean, from what the Yankees have already said is that he's not making the team on opening day, so that's additionally going to be a spot. And that's actually a good thing in my opinion. There is no rush for him to return. Like as long
Johnny
as
Lowe, right?
Johnny Lowe, as long as he's
no
shown
rush.
he's healthy. Let him take his sweet ass time, to be honest. The Yankees don't need him to rush back. That's the last guy you want to rush back. So
You're right.
There's definitely a spot for Matzek in the bullpen of the Yankees. There's no denying that. David Douglas says Pete is Flair, Francis is Triple H, Kev is Batista, and Los is Orton. That's a hell of a crew right there. I'll tell you that much.
Randy is one of my favorite wrestlers of all time. So
Randy Orton's an absolute legend, man. Scotty Horowitz says cowgirl can make you say, "Hey yo, hey." Let me tell you something about them cowgirls.
Hey.
All right.
Hey.
When me and Francis goes out there square dancing.
You know what I'm
However the
saying?
hell they talk. All
I
right.
square danced to Not Like Us last night in the halftime show. I was square dancing. That's what I was doing. While y'all was doing deep dives on with the messaging, I was square dancing. That's what I was doing.
He was having a good ass time. That's all there is to it. Scott Horowitz says, "I'm having DJ PTSD. Please no." We're about to talk about him here any second. And then Frank Cortez, here we go. Hi, Pete and Francis.
What's up?
What the hell is that? My GBU? Let's get a third baseman? GBU. Okay, come on. GBU. Great Balls University.
Great Balls University. Yeah. Well, I graduated from there about 6-7 years ago.
GBU. Great Bigums.
Frank,
Giant Bigums.
The Giant Bigums. I mean, Giant Bosom University.
Giant Bosom University.
I could see.
Oh, God bless you. Wow, look at us.
Oh wow, Pete.
Pete! No, Pete!
Cause it's like, bro, we could have went anywhere with that, and of course we went to the worst freaking
Jason Robbins is worse than us. This man said gangbang unit.
gangbang unit. God bless. Hey, Frank. God bless you too, man.
Thank you,
Frank.
Frank.
Thank you, bro. I'm sorry. Listen, this is why I need all the prayers.
Unbelievable. What terrible people. DJ Steele says, Horwitz, why do you got to bring the beef to Scotty Horwitz here? Leave the jokes to progressional? You meant professionals? Anyways.
I think he means professionals. I'm pretty sure.
My God. Oh, look who's here. The beautiful, lovely, wonderful fiance.
Hey.
Great Bosom University.
You guys are sick.
Did you graduate from Great Bosom University?
MVP. Oh, man. Listen. I just, it's just crazy how far off we were. Like, we just couldn't be more.
We were horribly off. I mean, that's terrible.
Bad.
We should honestly be ashamed of ourselves.
I'm kind of ashamed. Like, I'm
very ashamed, actually. I really am. I tell you what, though, my skincare is looking phenomenal.
There he goes. Hey, tell him about the routine, brother.
The routine's phenomenal, folks.
deserve
Look,
it.
Jira
Tell
got
him.
me on. She goes, look, you're going to be on TV. I don't want to see that face looking stupid as shit. So you're going to get it right. I said, all right,
Listen.
let's do it. And let me tell you something, man. I'm proud of my skincare, damn it.
It's a lot of stupid faces on TV.
I am
We don't need to
proud
add
of
any other
my
ones. Okay.
Skincare.
D. Rivera, you're right. That's why I said I take all the prayers I can get. Hey.
Yeah, I'm right there with you. I'm right there with you. Guys, smacky that likey, hitty that
Yes,
subby.
sir.
Meredith Marakovitz spoke. She spoke.
She did.
That wasn't a segue for Great Bosom University. Everybody calm down. Take a breather, folks. Meredith Marakovitz just spoke, all right? Calm down, you sick freaks out there. You bunch of freaks in this chat. I know what they were thinking. No.
As soon as you said
she
Marakovitz,
spoke.
they went right back to great. You know, that's what
Exactly.
That's what they do.
Unbelievable.
It's crazy.
Unbelievable. You bunch of sick
Come on.
friggin' freaks
Calm
in
down,
this chat.
all right? It's a
Calm
Monday.
yourselves, you bunch of
4 more
animals. It's
days in the
Monday.
week.
Yeah, have your fun on Friday or whatever the hell it is. But she spoke about DJ LeMahieu. And, you know, as of right now, and you know what's sad? She was like, you know, what they're basically saying is it's him or an Oswaldo Cabrera. Oswald Peraza doesn't even exist on this club.
They don't even remember that he's a living, breathing organism.
I don't think they do. And I'm sorry to laugh, but it's so terrible. It's like they don't even know this guy's alive.
Nope. Cabrera and DJ LeMahieu. I mean, imagine being Peraza and listening to them prop up DJ LeMahieu as a possible starting option for third base. Imagine.
Bro, you know what's happening, man.
And if you're Peraza, you know at this point in both of your careers, like, who is the better option out there? And they won't even say your name.
They won't even play him.
They
like
won't
they won't
breathe
even
your
mention
name.
him anymore. Now it's like we can't even talk about the guy. Dozier Face says, "Hey, we are guys. We think like that. Go Yankees. Speak for yourself, brother." Don't put me in your category of nasty thoughts, all right? Not how Simonetti thinks.
Unfortunately, I can't say that because I said Great Bosom University. So it's
You did.
definitely
You
it's
did
on
say
me.
Great Bosom University. You definitely did say that. But
Listen, the G wasn't for great before I said it, but I changed it before I said it. The G,
you know, I really don't understand it, man. The stuff with Peraza. I just don't get it. I don't know what it is against Oswald Peraza this team has where they're just like, we're not even gonna. It's like you don't mention. It's like they're just like, just make believe he doesn't exist. Don't speak his name so fans ask about him. Just hide him. Don't take spring training pictures of him. Nothing. Just hide him somewhere, and we'll just let it keep going.
it's one of those things where it's like he probably walks into rooms and they're just like, all right, everybody, like, don't if you just don't say anything to him or look at him, he won't know that he won't even know that he's here.
Facts.
Like,
Yeah.
let's
Just don't
pretend
acknowledge him. He's gonna think he's a ghost. He's legitimately gonna think he's a ghost. Like nobody just hears him. Don't have no conversations with him or nothing. That's it. Just leave it alone.
And you know he's gonna see, like, all right, like we're being tongue in cheek and we're like exaggerating a little bit, but like, because we know, yes, will Peraza get a start at third base on a split squad day somewhere,
yeah, of course.
or like get put into the game at third base in like the 7th or 8th inning at some point?
Yep.
Of course he will. As a matter of fact, if they wanted to sell the fan base on some semblance of an opportunity for Peraza, they would start him against Tampa Bay in the first game of spring training. They would start him at third base just so they can get off the quotes of, yeah, you know, we gave Peraza the start. We like the way he looked, and then pretend like he's actually going to get a fair shake when we know he's not. But they're the Yankees, and they feel like they don't have to do that. They just like we just pretend he doesn't exist, like, and that's it.
And as DJ Steele adds in, hey Pete, how's Samantha Irving doing? Sick MF. I didn't even mention Samantha Irving. What kind of horrible comeback is that? Just because you're sick in the head?
Is he calling?
He's
you
calling me.
sick?
I didn't even bring her up.
He's the one who brought Samantha.
He brought her up, the sick son of a bitch. He even failed at going at Scott Horwood, who made him look terrible because he wrote progressional or whatever the hell he wrote.
Steelio,
you're taking L's left and right.
Steelio, what are we doing today? You had a Monday, didn't you? You had a Monday. You could. It shows.
Sometimes I'm in shock by some of this. I really am. We got another super chat from this one's gonna be good because it's Anthony Medina.
There you go.
Hey, how you doing, guys? Spring training right around the corner, and I can't wait to see everybody on 3/29 when Max Fried breaks the NYU event curse of losing. What's wrong with everybody tonight? Now it's seen as a curse? Oh, I can't. I'm done.
I did it. It's the first time I heard this wordplay. Pete, I didn't know the streets had a name for this shit.
Streets had a name for it. It's the
streets have a
NYYU
name
curse.
for this shit? They're calling it the NYYU curse?
Yep.
Oh, damn. We are cooked. What the hell? Bro, we can't have a name for this thing. This is bad.
What's going on today? What is this like? What is this, a roast?
Listen, man. That's just not promising.
I feel like this is a roast.
It's okay. All right, look. Hey, it is what
I might have to start the show over. I might have to just start the whole show over.
Right? Like, just cancel this stream and just do the whole intro again because this one has gotten off the rails quickly. But hey, listen.
Wow.
I'm excited for the 29th. I think me and Peter are both of the belief that this is going to be the one. So, I mean, unfortunately, I didn't know it was a curse that had to be broken. I just thought it was a little losing streak, but okay.
That's all I thought it was, man. I thought it was a little bit of a losing streak. We've been unlucky at the events, and that's it.
You're right, Jira. We not cooked. Matter of fact, they the ones that cook. How is it you curse and we always win and they the ones that lose?
I mean, we win it. We really do win it. We win every damn time. It's
last
true.
I checked, I haven't taken one at bat in any of these games. Now, if I was on the field, I'd take it, but I ain't taking no at bats. They was running out Donaldson one of them years. Like, no, don't pin that on me.
We're blaming Josh Donaldson, damn it. It's his fault.
Don't pin that on me.
David Douglas says it's the Poodadoo curse. Come on, man. Don't be using. Why you guys got to use the names that my mother called me growing up? What, we got no respect at all today? Do I have a web page for the merch? NYYunderground.com.
Of course. It's the web page for everything NYY Underground, baby.
It's the web page, man. That's what we call it. It's the web page. That's it.
The link will be
But it's funny we bring up Josh Donaldson because the Yankees are seeming like they're trying just to repeat history here. Yeah. And they may really sell us on DJ LeMahieu. Now, if somebody were to come to me and they'd say, Pete, hands on fire, who's the Yankees third baseman opening day? Is it DJ LeMahieu? I'll be honest with you. I'm going to say no, it's not him. I just can't. Look, and maybe this is me just being ignorant here. I just can't imagine they'll be that stupid again. I know they can be, but like for my own sake and sanity of being excited about this year, Francis, I can't see it. I can't see them do it.
Yeah. It's crazy because like I would say like a week ago, we did. No, it wasn't a week ago. It's Friday. We did Bronx another night. I think we covered it.
Yeah,
like,
we did.
Or whatever. A couple of days back, I kind of felt positive about it, and I was like, they're gonna do something. I don't know exactly what they're gonna do, but they're gonna do something. And
Please don't tell me you're no longer positive.
The pitchers and catchers report this week, and I know Bregman's still out there. I don't think Bregman's gonna happen. I don't want to get anybody's hopes up, for no reason. I wish I could tell you that I believed in it, but the reports are Cubs, Red Sox, and I think the Tigers right now. Like, our name's not even being thrown in there. Not even like I don't know what kind of deal he's gonna sign. Could you imagine if he signed a 1-year deal?
If he signs a 1-year deal, it's not the Yankees. I'm gonna honestly be I'm gonna flip. I'm gonna be very upset.
Imagine he signs a 1-year deal with the Red Sox. Like,
oh, I'd be disgusted, man. I would honestly be disgusted by that. Like, and that is gonna fuel the fans that are sitting there going, just go to 330. I don't want to hear the bullshit. And they're right in that regard. I would be on their side.
I argue with that.
The only thing that me and you have ever argued about is saying, yeah, but who are you going 360
exactly.
for? Like there weren't people out there for. So I couldn't get on that because I'm like, guys, come on now. You had people out there, oh, get Santander, get this guy, that guy, because we lost Soto. No. I think the Yankees did it pretty right. Is there some things maybe I would have done differently? Potentially. But if he signs a 1-year deal somewhere, like you said, the Red Sox, and we run out DJ LeMahieu, I'm sorry. I feel like that puts a damper on the whole friggin' season to begin the year. Like, this season could be on fire entering it. It's like you just took a water hose to it. It's like, let's just put out this damn fire. What's the point?
And that's kind of where I've been at with the whole, like, tail end of the offseason so far. Like,
right.
It was that first flurry after, like, Soto went to Queens and all that. And to be honest with you, I was like still like kind of like numb and in shock with Soto leaving.
Of course,
that, like, I couldn't even really enjoy that first flurry of moves. And
I was gonna wear the Soto hat today, by the way.
Yeah.
I'm not joking.
That shit would have broke me. If I would have jumped on today and saw the Soto hat, that shit would. Oh, he signed the contract, all right. He did. He signed it. He just.
I said, damn, no, I can't. It's spring training time. I can't joke around like that no more. That's it. It's done.
Bro,
It's done, man. They killed me out here.
there was a post today. Actually, it's funny. There was a post actually talking about the most anticipated arrivals to spring training, and they went through like everything. They had like Giancarlo Stanton when he got traded over here. They had Bryce Harper when he signed with Philly. Machado when he signed with San Diego.
Yeah.
And of course the last one was Juan Soto with the Mets. And I was just like, man, it's one of those things where, bro, I really want to like champion this offseason that Brian Cashman had and the pivot that he made. And that's what Marakovitz was talking about. She said, they lost Soto, but Cashman made quite the pivot and whatever. But it's at this point, it almost feels like they're trying to oversell it to try to pull the wool over our eyes at the fact that they didn't get the last infielder.
That's what I feel the same way.
And I feel the same way. To me, it pisses me off because it's like, no, it was a really good pivot up until the point where you didn't get the last infielder. Like,
yep. And that's honestly one of the biggest problems right now for the club. Give me 1 second. Let me fix this. Oh, there it goes. Fixed. Ross says, Yankees need to finish the job. Their starting pitching is set. Their bullpen is set. For the love of Robert Francis Baratheon, get a third baseman. That's my guy.
Your mother was a dumb whore with a fat ass. Did you know that?
Robert Baratheon don't play. Give me something for the pain and let me die. That's going to be me. If DJ LeMahieu's there, you guys are going to see me as winner reenacted in spring training. I'm going to be in the bed. I'm going to say, you're going to say DJ LeMahieu's up, Pete. I'm going to say, give me something for the pain and let me die.
The funny thing is, DJ LeMahieu himself is going to say that after every single game that he has to play third base for 9 innings.
Facts.
They're going to be asking the question, so DJ, that play in the 7th inning, I mean, you're going to your right. Ball just gets past you. How do you feel that you couldn't make the play? Give me something for the pain.
And let me die. Let me tell you something. All I'm going to say this year is, what gear were you in, you son of a bitch? That's it. I'm using the gears all year this year. My guy Brian says, just bought my tickets for the 29th. We in there.
Let's go. That's what I'm talking about.
Oh, I can't wait.
Everybody buy their tickets, man. The 29th is going to be an amazing day. Regardless, I don't care who's on third, okay? The 29th is going to be...
Oh, I care, damn it. I care who's on third. I want him gone, damn it. I want him gone right now. My guy Ivan just became a member of the U.
Welcome to the U.
Look at this, guys. Boom. There they are. Look at Goldie, man. Goldie got those 4. It's like a lumberjack, this guy. It's like a lumberjack, this son of a bitch. He better hit some bombs. Stay gold, Paulie boy. Stay gold.
He's yoked. Listen.
He is. He's a beast.
Shouts out to him. Hey, Mach, what's up, brother?
Mach.
Yeah, he's freaking yoked. I mean, hey, listen. It was nice. I saw the picture. I was like, hey, you know, Judge, he got his buddy. He got his guy there. So they reported early. They're chit-chatting it up. Hey, who knows? We'll get to see them in a couple weeks. Maybe by then Goldie will be inducted into the ass grabbing group of, you know, Booney. I don't know. I mean,
you think you get 2 hands on cheeks? Now, if you get a 2-hand cup, bro,
I mean, if a man that's built,
shit is going off the rails.
If a man that's built like Paul Goldschmidt is letting somebody do what we saw in Dunedin, I don't know. Like,
that's the only way I'll ever remember Dunedin for the rest of my life. I'll never remember it any other way ever going forward. That's the only way I can remember it.
I'm removing pretty much every memory from Dunedin because, like, there's shit that I'm not gonna say live on air because that's not what we do here. But like, Pete knows exactly what I'm like. If I go like even the people that we ran into, the people that were there, like the somebody who was on the field for the Yankees, like I'm trying to remove all of that from my recent memory. Like Dunedin needs to be a fever dream, bro. Like
correct. It's just something you want to forget. And we saw some things that day that I don't think any man needs to see in their lifetime.
And if you do see
quite
it,
honest,
you shouldn't have to see it twice.
You shouldn't have to see it twice. No way in hell. And that day I needed something for the pain to let me die. And that would have been better.
Let me ask you this. Because obviously, like, we've been kicking around the third base stuff or whatever.
Okay, third baseman.
With the Matzek move today, right? We said you tweeted out immediately. Bullpen is set. We know that the rotation's kind of been set. Whether Stroman reports in 4 days or doesn't, that doesn't really affect the 1 through 5.
Yeah.
If you just looking at the job that was done with the rotation and the bullpen, right? How do you feel about Cashman's work?
It's phenomenal. It's phenomenal.
Like, would you agree that both, like, the rotation work is an A plus, the bullpen is an A plus, right?
It's phenomenal. It's phenomenal. They've added strikeouts to the bullpen. That's something they missed last year. Yeah. I mean, you added arguably the best closer in baseball is now on your team to go along with a guy who was one of the better finishers in baseball at the end of the year in Luke Weaver. Luke Weaver also proved he could do it in the postseason. Now, there is something to say about the Bronx Airbender coming over here. He hasn't been great in the postseason. It's not a gigantic sample size. So he's going to get that opportunity here with the Yankees, you'd hope. For the Yankees ever miss the playoffs, you would have to get rid of the entire staff. I mean, nobody should be allowed to even come back. Nobody. Not Boone, not Cashman. I mean, you would have to wipe out. It would be like a tidal wave and just wipe out the entire club because the AL's not that good. The Yankees should have no trouble getting to the postseason. They really shouldn't. And but the pitching staff is phenomenal, man. I went over it a lot today too. Yeah. The rotation is aces. I mean, you got Clark Schmidt, who had an under 3 ERA last year. People forget how good this guy was.
Phenomenal.
He's your number 5 starter penciled in right now.
It's wild.
I don't want to mention Marcus Stroman because, we don't know what's going to happen there. It is kind of awkward that he's going to have to show up. Some people were talking today. Do you think he even shows up? Yeah, I think he's going to show up and do his thing. I'd hope, that would affect, I think, any chance of him getting moved if he didn't show up. That would be pretty damn bad for him in general. But I don't know, man. I give him an A+ for what he's did on the pitching side. I love the Fernando Cruz trade. I can't wait to see him just even throw BP. I can't wait to see him in games. Yeah. The two lefties, look, I know, Matzek, to me, I know some people are kind of seeing it and just brushing that off. I think it's a high reward move. You don't have lefties. That's the one thing Yankee fans got to understand. They don't even got lefties in the minor league that you could be like, oh, this guy's on the way. They don't have them. They got a starter in Brock Selvage. Other than that, they don't really have much else for lefty reliever. So I just think I think he's really done a really good job on the pitching side of things.
It's a great. Matzek is a great depth move, and I think there's really no arguing with that. It's kind of a no-brainer when you think about it. Even if he comes here and stinks it up, people can say whatever they wanted to. I think it's one of those moves that, like, it was there. You kind of had to make it because of what you're saying. Like, you didn't. And
you got your main guy too, right? You got Hill. Yeah,
Hill's back. Like, we're good. Like, if it does work out, it's just going to be another move in a long line of moves where they went, low risk on a bullpen arm and it just came up aces. Like, this hasn't, it should shock nobody if Tyler Matzek comes here and finds a lot of success because he profiles like a Yankee bullpen arm, fastball, slider, cutter. Like he, you know what I'm saying? Like he
fits the mold very well.
He really does. He really fits the mold. He's only 34. I know he'll be 35 in October, late in the year. And again, look, I said it already. We put it on the screen. I don't like the shape of the cutter, but again, this is kind of what Matt Blake does, and the whole pitching, the whole pitching coaching staff in general, like. This is kind of what they do. Like they'll get a guy and they'll work with them and try to kind of bring them into the Yankees fold. And like, so this is what we do. This is what we like. This is how we sequence. And again, if you're a veteran like Tyler Matzek is, it's really going to be up to him if he wants to buy into that or kind of just like continue to do his own thing.
Right.
And let's see. Like I think he can find success here. But when I look at the pitching staff overall, it does give me like A vibes to A+ even, which is why it makes it that much harder for me to accept them being one move away from me really saying like, you had an A+ offseason and you lost probably one of the best hitters in the history of baseball. And you still found a way to have an overall A+ offseason. Like that's how much signing a competent infielder with upside offensively and a plus glove, that's how much that means to me. That it could take a whole off season to an A+. That one move to me.
No doubt. No doubt. We'll stick to that because I know everybody are talking about the offense and all that, so we could talk about some of those other things. But Frank Cortez adds in, I know that the first Yankee game is going to miss Soto. I love that that's his thing. I just don't get it.
Everybody got their thing.
He's the quotations, man. He's the quotations, man. But
I call him Frank Cortez now. That's it.
Frank Cortez. Frank Cortez.
That's his name for me now.
I like it. I like it a lot. Let me say this though, because this is something a lot of fans heard me say after Soto, and man, oh man, I got a lot of hate on this one. I got a lot of people very upset with me for talking about saying they don't have to get like phenomenal all-stars at certain positions that really struggled. First base, third base the majority of the year, left field all year for the Yankees. And a lot of people got mad because what their assumption was that I was saying just get anybody and plug them in. That's not the case.
Yeah.
What I was saying was you got to remember, yes, Soto provided this gigantic offense to go along with Aaron Judge. Will anybody else be an MVP candidate besides Judge? I don't know. We got to wait and see. But they had that with Soto. The other issue is they didn't have that in a lot of other positions. They had really, really, really bad production. So if there is a scenario where Austin Wells does better, he progresses. If Anthony Volpe progresses, I don't understand that some Yankee fans can't see this offense as being maybe not necessarily better, but a very formidable offense. You got people out there going, yeah, but how are they going to score runs? And I'm like, well, what do you mean? I don't. Where do you get that stuff from? That they're not going to score runs? I think the Yankees have a very good chance of being a good team this year offensively. As Doja Face just adds, I want to throw this in there real quick so I get to it. Rumor of trading Schmidt for Nico Horner. Thoughts? I haven't seen that or heard that anywhere.
I don't know where he's seen that rumor. If you can throw in the chat where you saw that, that'd be cool. I don't know. That's it's definitely an interesting thought.
It is an interesting thought of a move.
Nico Horner, Clark Schmidt, the Yankees trading from a position of strength in the starting rotation.
And then Marcus definitely becomes your number 5, which I don't think anybody should be too upset about.
No,
your pitching depth on the starting rotation side gets a little weary, which is a little bit concerning. But I mean, other than that,
you got Cookie. You
got Cookie there. That's true.
You got Stroh to step in at 5. You got Will
Chase
Warren,
Hampton's on his way back. Will Warren is there. JT Brubaker.
I mean, it's crazy how quickly we can just rattle off like the replacement name. Say they did. We're not saying, and again, guys, don't go start running with this like, oh, why are you saying that they're gonna trade? We're not saying they're gonna trade Clark Schmidt, but we're saying in the event that like say that was true and it's something that the Yankees were considering. This is how good of a job Cashman has done with the rotation where. Like, you could actually entertain the thought of trading a guy like Clark Schmidt and be okay with it, knowing that it's like, yeah, well, okay, then that means that Marcus Stroman, who pitched to a 4.3 ERA last year, is our number 5 starter. That 4.3 ERA is number 3 on probably 2/3 of the league. He's number 5 in our rotation. If he's not pitching well, we got Cookie Carrasco, who's a veteran, who's also, done it, for a long time consistently in the big leagues. We got JT Brubaker, who we took a flyer on a little while back. We got Will Warren, who we gave a shot to. Maybe he takes the next step. Chase Hampton is waiting in the like. It's crazy how many names you rattle off like that. Bang, 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 and it's like it all makes sense. So
it's an interesting. It really is an interesting thought. Who knows? I mean, who knows what move the Yankees are looking to make? It'll be interesting. Jason Holland says, Pete, I love your Yanks energy 24/7. I want to super chat you money for a jersey later this year. Who's your pick?
That's pretty dope.
Oh man, who's my pick?
That's really dope. Hey, Jason, that's a dope ass idea, bro.
Yeah, thank you, man. I really appreciate it. That's very nice of you.
Who are you gonna go with?
Who would I go with? Man, I might have to do Dominguez, man. He's number 24 now. 24 jerseys, a
Right?
solid pick.
Yeah, it's a good jersey to have.
Might have to be Jay. Look, I'm riding. I'm riding with Jason, man. I talked about this. I went in the whole segment of who I'm riding with this morning. I got to be honest. I rewatched it. It was absolutely fire. It was fire. Just pat on my back. That shit was fire, bro. Pat my own back real quick. That shit was fire, bro. Fire.
Yeah.
And Jason's one of those guys, man. He's one of those guys that I'm definitely riding with this year. I want to see him have a monster year. And if Dominguez could be the guy we think he could be, you're talking about the Yankees potentially having back-to-back Rookie of the Years. I mean, I don't know if they've ever done that before. I know, believe it or not, people don't really know this. I don't think people talk about this a lot. There's been many, many decades where the Yankees have at least 2 Rookie of the Years. Almost every decade you go through.
Yeah.
They've seemed to always have had Rookie of the Years, and maybe they get it back-to-back this year because I think Dominguez is a prime candidate to win it. And let's be honest, I mean, I'm expecting him to have better production than Alex Verdugo because if he doesn't, we're in some pretty deep shit.
Yeah. And look, there was a run not that long ago where people remember where Gary Sanchez was a finalist. Aaron Judge won the award. Miguel Andujar was a finalist. Like there was a run where it seemed like every year they were like producing somebody who was like in the conversation for Rookie of the Year, like right there. Right. You could make the same argument, right, with the Yankees currently. I don't know how much people want to throw Volpe in that conversation, but Volpe did win a Gold Glove his rookie year.
He did
steal 20 bases and hit 20 home runs.
Yep.
So that's a pretty respectable rookie year. And then the very next year, we had LeMahieu win the award and Austin Wells, be one of the finalists. So it's
something we've talked about. Look, the Yankees revamped the whole system in 2019, and they are seeing effects of that. And I know it's always been the hot thing to talk about that the Yankee prospects never pan out. And you even got a lot of Yankee fans now being like, oh, Dominguez ain't going to pan out. I'm telling you, he'll be out of the league in 3 years, which I just think is such a friggin' banana statement. To make that statement to me is pure ignorance. It's pure ignorance. There is nothing, zero, that Jason Dominguez has ever done in the ball field that you look at him and go, this kid ain't lasting in this league for 3 years. I mean, that is an absolutely asinine statement. It's nuts.
That's the kind of statement that somebody who gets their news from Facebook makes. I'm sorry, like there's really
it's gotta be.
There's really no other way to put that. Like, it just is what it is. There's no reason why anybody should be thinking or feeling that. Like, okay, like unless you're trying to rage bait, which is the new rave. Like, I feel like every time I open freaking X, all anybody's doing is rage baiting for engagement to gain, traction on their accounts. But it's the most annoying shit ever. If that's what you're doing, then okay, I get it. Because that's the only way that it would make sense. You saying that Dominguez is going to be out of the league in 3 years. This guy just turned 22 years.
22 years old.
He just turned 22. And he's going to be in his first full season in the major leagues. He's going to be a rookie. Like, give me a break, bro. What we saw when he first got called up was amazing. He did it off brand name pitchers. I mean, yeah, everybody gets lucky. You know what I'm saying? Even the worst guy runs into one every now and then. This guy hit 2 in his first series off of 2 brand names in a very unfriendly environment as a Yankee.
Yep. And how old was he?
And what? He was 20.
20.
I mean,
so,
bro, I'm sorry. Like, to me, it's like, yeah, like you can catch lightning in a bottle, but yeah, that's a hell of a lot of lightning for him to have caught in the bottle. Like, I don't think that that's the case. I think that this kid is the real deal. And I really, truly believe he's going to show people in 2025. And I
think so too.
I'm almost happy that it's quiet for him right now. I'm almost happy that the narrative is, let's wait and see. We don't really know. Remember, he couldn't play left field. I'm almost happy that that's how the talking heads have decided to go on Jason Dominguez.
I agree.
Because there's no pressure.
Yep.
You're not putting pressure on him.
Yep.
I was very vocal with the whole Volpe situation. And you remember this because I did a video on it the year before he got called up. And I was like, I mean, you're the Yankees and you pass on this generational class of shortstops. You are putting the world on this kid's shoulders because
Facts.
Everybody knows you're passing on this group because you got your guy and he's going to be the guy, whatever. Well, I hope he is, because if he's not, it's going to be hell to pay from Yankees fans. Well, Jason Dominguez kind of has the flip side of the coin. I mean, you made him wait so that you can play Alex Verdugo all throughout the playoffs, all into the World Series and all that. You made him wait. You made people think that he wasn't good enough to displace Alex Verdugo, who on February the 10th still doesn't have a team. Okay.
That's right.
But you made people think that Dominguez wasn't good enough to take any at-bats or appearances away from it. And that's fine, right? Fine, cool. But all that means is he's going into 2025 with a lot of people not knowing what to expect. And I think he, in his mind, he knows what he expects from himself. And I think he's dialed in, and I think he's going to prove. He's going to prove this year. He's going to shut a lot of people up, and I can't freaking wait for him to do it.
No doubt about it. As Fernando says, you guys talk about everyone except Volpe. We literally just talked. You just spent the whole time talking about Anthony Volpe. So maybe you just came in right after we spoke about him, and that was your first comment. I don't know, because I can't believe you actually listened to that and say you guys don't talk about Anthony Volpe. We literally just know, bro. We just did. So I'm assuming you probably came in there late, but if that's the case, that's a very strange first comment for missing the show. But you don't talk about Volpe. I love Anthony Volpe. Got the damn guy's signed bat right behind me. I mean, I'm a fan of Anthony Volpe.
I was gonna say, do you see the bat that's like if you're on your screens, it's on the left side of Pete's head.
Right.
Only Anthony Volpe and Pete Simonetti have that bat. I don't know.
As of right now,
you guys know.
As of right now,
as of right now. Hopefully,
yeah, only me and Anthony have this bat. All right, only me and Anthony. Okay, take it easy.
Anyway, come on, guys.
Anyway. Agreed. Anyway, on that one, I do notice something. So a lot of people have been saying this to me on my autofocus. It keeps going in and out. I just noticed why the autofocus is picking up on the changing of the fonts behind me. On my glance.
I've been seeing it too, but I didn't know.
On my glance LED, so I'll have to fix that and try to do like an autofocus right here. So that's what it's doing right now. It's on me, but as it changes every now and then, it hops over. Yeah. To clear up the image of the text because it changes throughout the day. Yeah. So, all right, cool. At least I know exactly what that is because I've had that comment a lot. Like, what's going on? That usually doesn't happen. But all right, so I'll clear it up before the season begins.
As the set gets upgraded, you know, the camera's gotta learn the thing.
The camera has to. The thing is, the camera gotta. It's like, well, what's going on here?
It doesn't know. It doesn't
know. It's not,
just used to having you and double bubble. Now you got Tatis back there. You
Fernando.
Got you know what I'm saying?
Nino, baby.
You're making a lot of changes. I mean, the poor camera can't keep up. What do you want it to do?
You,
this camera's like DJ LeMahieu. Now, let me stop. Your camera's way better than DJ LeMahieu. Okay? I'm sorry.
My camera can still come in here every day and get the job done, all right?
Listen, you don't have to ask what gear your camera's in when you turn it on.
Let me ask you a question in all seriousness. Sticking to DJ LeMahieu here. Do you think there's any possibility that this guy could have a good year at age, what is he going to be, 37 years old, after what we've seen the last couple of years? Because I get this a lot from fans. Like, you guys are being unfair. That's what I was told recently. And I'm like, but here's the issue. What have we seen? What metric is there that shows anything that favors DJ LeMahieu over the last 2 years? There is nothing, mind you. Zero.
I mean, wouldn't it be, isn't it more unfair to expect that bounce back from him?
I agree. That's a great way. See, that's a way only you could put that. But that is a great way of putting that. I'm right there with you.
To me, I don't get where we're being unfair because we're saying that we don't expect much from him. I think it's way more unfair to put him out there on opening day and say, no, that's DJ LeMahieu, former batting champion DJ LeMahieu, silver slugger DJ LeMahieu, and he's going to be an integral part and a catalyst in this lineup. That is unfair to do to him after the last 2 seasons that he's had and the injuries that he's had. That's unfair. I think what we're doing is being realistic, and we're saying, you guys can put him out there all you want. That doesn't mean that we have to believe that this is batting champion DJ LeMahieu. We know who he is. He knows who he is. Hell, Aaron Judge, his buddy, who saved him from the DFA police, knows who he is. Okay,
I still can't get over that. That is so friggin' wild, man.
I don't think anybody's gonna be surprised if, you know, DJ's hitting 220, 230. It would surprise me if he's hitting 265. I'd be like, oh shit, like, damn.
Bro, he hit 265. I'd be happy as a pig in shit.
Yeah, I mean, that would surprise me. But to say, oh, you're being unfair or whatever, no, I think the Yankees are being unfair to the fans. That's what I think. I think they're being
I agree with.
unfair to the fans who
I
pay
think setting
money
an
that we pay.
expectation
Yeah.
on DJ LeMahieu to me is definitely unfair of them to do. Our guy, Frank Quotez.
Hey. Hit that.
He says, I really insist that Dominguez should play in center field and not in left field because Cody can play good any field. I actually agree with Frank Quotez.
Yeah, Quotez is right on that. We've been championing that for a while.
Yeah, we've been talking about that for quite some time now, but Francis made the great point of basically saying that maybe it's because they're kind of setting up for the future instead of just worrying about 2025 and Jason's production. They're maybe looking forward to, then we have to move him and
Yeah. Also, to get back to the DJ thing, because I can almost see the writing on the wall here, and I'm like getting upset because I see what's gonna happen.
He's making himself angry over here.
I'm making myself angry.
Only on the you.
We're like 2 months and a half from this actually happening, but this is the stuff that gets me mad because say they put him out there and he goes and he struggles, and then we're in late April, early May, and the fans start to boo him and get on him. All of a sudden, the story is typical Yankee fans booing this guy. You're shitting on a freaking veteran who won a batting title in both leagues, who was nails for them in 2019, who did this, who did that. They were clamoring for Cashman to bring him back a couple years back, and now look, they're booing him. This is what pisses me off because it's like they set us up to look like this.
Good.
Because it doesn't have to happen like that, bro.
Good.
We don't have to see DJ LeMahieu every single day, starting every day or starting 5 days out of the week. We don't have to. If we only see him once or twice a week.
Good.
The good.
Good. You know what? Because that's why the U is here, baby. Because we're going to tell you the truth. Fuck the YPM. Forget that nonsense. We know what's... Look, have we been wrong?
No.
And look, I'm not only talking about NYU. The majority of fans with a friggin' brain in their head sat there when Aaron Boone said, "You're crazy if you think this guy's not going to bounce back." And I went live the same day. I said, "I guess I'm crazy."
Exactly.
And Aaron Boone was the only person looking crazy.
Listen.
No, you're not. Look, that's what they do. But at the end of the day, look, it is what have you. Nobody hates DJ LeMahieu.
He's
I don't
a great
think there's
person,
a Yankee fan.
I mean,
but he's also had a great career. He's 37.
Yeah, he has.
It's like when a fighter starts to lose every fight, you go, man, if only he could get on that streak again. You go, I mean, look, he did that when he was 28. This is a young man's game. Baseball's a young man's game too. So at the end of the day, I'm just saying, if he's 37 years old, it is a what have you done for me now game. That's how baseball is. Legends start to fail and they leave. DJ LeMahieu is under contract. That's the only reason, of course, we're talking about him. The Yankees, if you believe what's out there, were set to release him because how poor he was. Do you think that's because the Yankees believed he just had an injury? Bullshit. It's not injury related. It's not it. They wouldn't have thought about that if it was injury related. They know what it is. It's that the tank is on empty. And if DJ LeMahieu somehow really did bounce back, it's a miracle, in my opinion, at this point. It's a miracle. Because Josh Donaldson, at least you knew Josh Donaldson could probably pop one every now and then. You could wish for 220 with 20 homers at least. I don't know what you're hoping for from DJ LeMahieu. I really don't know at this point. He could have hit a deep fly ball last year. That's a really good point that you just made. And I'd be really interested to know, like, cards on the table, like, just be a fly on the wall and like a Cashman analytics meeting with the team and them going over like what they're expecting from certain guys. I'd love to see what their in-house projection for DJ LeMahieu is this year. And again, it's not good, man. They're not that stupid. You might be saying, some people are, all right, you guys, you're beating the dead horse, you're kicking him when he's not. No. This not at all. I like the man. I've been a supporter of his career.
No, bro. The reason we got to talk about it is because they're making him a very real possibility to start at
That's
third
right.
base. Like, listen, they didn't prop Meredith Marakovitz to join MLB Network and talk about DJ LeMahieu and Oswaldo Cabrera today for no reason.
Yep, that's right.
Listen, fans, I hate to be the one to break this to you if you didn't already know, but like, Cashman did an interview and spoke about these people. Now, a week later, you got Meredith on MLB Network talking about the same people, whatever. This is what the Yankees do. Okay. They also Hot Stove. They were talking about the same thing. Like, this is what the Yankees do. They put the names out there. They do like a little soft release. They keep the names in front of the fans. They just keep talking about, keep talking. And listen, man, they it's the age of spin.
That's right.
They dress it up. Like I said, Meredith was talking about the offseason like as a whole and how good Brian Cashman pivoted or whatever. And they trying to sneak in the third base situation with the acquisition of Devin Williams and signing Freed and trading for Bellinger. And then they just sneak in DJ LeMahieu and Oswaldo Cabrera. Like you're not gonna notice. Like, oh shit, like DJ's playing third. How'd that happen? Like, bro, this is what they do. So no one should be shocked if it really does come down to being one of those two people on opening day, because they're kind of telling us like, yeah, bro, like that's, unless something literally falls in their laps, that's what it's going to be. And I'm sorry, man, but that's a huge miss for the New York Yankees. I'm sorry. There's no two ways about it. Call me a spoiled fan. Call me whatever you want.
Yeah.
The fact remains, it's a huge miss for the New York Yankees, and there's no convincing me otherwise.
I agree. I don't know how anybody would actually disagree with that. To be honest, I can't see how somebody could disagree with that.
There were options available.
Yeah, I mean, it is what it is, and one of the options that are still out there, I know it's not free agency wise. It's a name that obviously, people continue to talk about and talk about and talk about. There's no guarantee of anything like this happening right now, but one of those names that are still out there is, of course, Nolan Arenado. Nolan Arenado is a name that's still out there. Now, again, there's been no real update, but I showed this the other day in a video. I'm going to pop this on the screen now real quick, and I'm going to show this again. This is just a small comparison between the two players. And I see a lot of Yankee fans say, oh my God, don't get Nolan because he's on a decline. But yet your option that's being presented is DJ LeMahieu. And you want to win now. Mind you, DJ LeMahieu still got 2 years on his deal. Nolan
Arenado has, believe it or not.
Just the first number to me is just it's eye-popping.
Yeah.
The WAR for DJ was negative 1.6. That means it just hurt you putting him in the team every day. It was a negative effect on the club. You don't get that from ball players. Guys that are injured, that are liabilities, put up a 0.3.
Yeah.
He put up a negative 1.6. Nolan, a 2.5. Average, 204 DJ, 272 Nolan. OPS plus, 51 for DJ LeMahieu, 101 for Nolan. On-base percentage, 269 to Nolan's 325. Outs above average, 5 for DJ, 9 for Nolan Arenado. I mean, it's absolutely crazy to me that some people would sit there and go, there's no way you make this deal. And we all said it. It's not the sexiest move in the world. It's not the move that knocks your socks off, that says, I mean, I've seen some people tweeting about it, that also World Series move. I would calm down on that one. I wouldn't go that far. Do I think it's a move? Do I think it's a move that makes the 2025 New York Yankees better? Yes. 100%. Of course it does.
Exactly.
Of course it does. And that's all I care about.
Yeah. Because the argument is, okay, because I've made the argument here before. It's like, does it make 2025 better? Yes. Does it make 2027 worse? Probably. But
yeah, potentially, of course.
But do you have the luxury of honing in on 2027 when 2025 is in front of you and Aaron Judge is still in his prime and Garrett Cole is still in his prime and you just signed Freed and you got Rodon, but again, 30s and time is ticking.
Yeah.
Can you really afford to worry about 2027 right now? I get it. It's 2 seasons away, but the Yankees aren't in that position. Like it or not, that's more of a mentality that the the people playing baseball across town can have, because their team and the people that they're building around, at least right now, are way younger.
Much younger, correct.
But the Yankees can't take that approach to 2025 and say, it's okay. Like, we'll go out there with DJ, and then, we'll just try to see maybe something shakes loose at the end of spring training, or maybe, at the deadline, we can just grab. I just don't think that you have the luxury to do that, unless like you're literally sitting there saying like, yeah, I mean, we're cool with, whatever happens in the last couple of years of Aaron Judge's prime, but I don't see how you could be cool with that when you're paying that man $40 million a year.
That's right.
It doesn't make sense to give Aaron Judge $40 million a year, also give him the pick of his litter when it comes to personnel changes. Like, oh, don't DFA this guy? Cool. Oh, you want us to sign this guy over the other one? Okay, cool. Like, you like this, you don't like that. Like, you're going out of your way to do all of that, and then you're not going to put the best possible team that you can together for him to have a shot at erasing the one blemish that there's ever been on his career in October.
Exactly. And that's exactly where I am.
Pretty much half baked. Like, I don't get that.
Joseph adds, he says, Nolan is not giving you 25 home runs and 85 RBIs. He doesn't have to. I don't even know why that's...
I would love to know how, like, I'm not saying this is like a guarantee. But how do people say that with certainty that he's not hitting 25 home runs?
That's one, and I'll add something else in there. Who currently on the roster to play third base is?
Exactly. So
who has the better chance out of all those guys on the roster?
Is DJ doing? Is Waldo doing that?
No.
If you told me that Peraza could do, that you believe Peraza could do that, I don't know if I'm arguing with that.
I'll play along with you on it. 25 homers sounds a lot for him, but if anybody can do it, if you kind of just say, I'm going to roll the ball with Peraza, I'm okay with that. Because Fernando Perez says too, he says, but Peraza was a top 5 Yankees prospect. What happened? I mean, have you watched the team the last couple of years? I mean, they just do not seem to have interest in playing this kid. It's like they have zero interest whatsoever in giving this kid a chance. None at all. So trust me, folks, I have been the biggest cheerleader for Oswald Peraza, since going back to friggin' high A ball, I was talking about Peraza coming up in the system for a very, very long time. The fact of the matter is, I was rooting for this kid. I was one of the loudest voices, if you remember, for him to get called up that year. I think actually NYU had something to play with that when I was calling out Aaron Boone saying the guy's going on radio show sounding like a moron. You literally had radio hosts going, yeah, but what numbers are you guys looking at to say that IKF's the best shortstop in baseball? Like, are you guys out your mind? They literally called him up to get Aaron Boone off the airwaves. They said, you got to get this guy off. All New York, we're a laughingstock right now.
I mean,
he's out there arguing with people, literally sitting there saying, oh, the guy's amazing. He's great. It's nuts. It's nuts to me.
You couldn't find anybody anywhere in sports that would agree with that take. Like that was one of the lowest points, I would say, in Boone's tenure as manager. And there's been other lows and stuff like that, whatever. There's also been highs. We're not gonna, we're not liars here either. But that was a horrible point because you literally could not find another person to corroborate that. There was not one other person anywhere saying that they thought that IKF was one of the best shortstops, not even one of the best shortstops in baseball, let alone the best.
Bro, they were telling him, I remember it. Aaron, what internal numbers are you looking at? He was like, well, our internal. And they're like, yeah, but what? Can you point to something?
Exactly. Can you show us what?
Bro,
what
it was I remember hearing it and I'm like this, oh my God, this is the manager of the Yankees. Like, this looks so... I felt bad for him at that point. Like, Aaron, just stop, bro. Just stop doing this.
I saw this last night, right? Philadelphia, they win the Super Bowl. They dethrone, the repeat champions, Kansas City. And one of the first narratives I saw out there was like, hey, look, Nick Sirianni, another one of these coaches out there that's done a lot of stupid shit, a lot of questionable things, kind of a douche on the sidelines, really annoying, a little bit of a cornball. Like, he's had some really low moments. As recently as this season, he was on the hot seat. And people were like, shit, we don't even know if he's going to make it through the season as the head coach of Philadelphia. He goes, takes his team, they win a Super Bowl. And immediately I see people saying, hey, I mean, who's the next unlikely manager to probably do that? And people, Aaron Boone. I'm like, like, You know what I'm saying? Philly, I don't know if people realize, like, okay, yes, we do have Aaron Judge. We do have Aaron Judge. Maybe you could say, I would say that Saquon Barkley was the Aaron Judge of the NFL this year.
I hope Soto isn't.
I would agree that. Here's the thing, though. I don't know who Jalen Hurts is on this team.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
I don't know who AJ Brown is on this team. Devontae Smith, hey, maybe Cody Bellinger's gonna be Devontae Smith.
Yeah,
maybe. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Maybe. Okay, it's possible. All right, it's possible. The defense, that defensive line or whatever. I don't want to talk defense because I love our rotation. I love our bullpen. But this is what I'm saying. When you go out there and say, "Oh, Aaron Boone might be able to be the next guy to do," what makes people believe that?
It's nuts.
Is what I'm trying to say. And again, take this how you want to take it. You can run there's those who run with it. Oh, you guys have always hated Boone or whatever. This is not hate.
True at all. It's not a hate thing.
I
I do not hate Aaron Boone whatsoever.
To hate him.
And you want to know what's even crazy about me? Just this past year, we learned a lot of things about Aaron Boone, about like how the players really respect him. They want to play. They like those are things we take into consideration now because we've been told this, or people in direct knowledge with the guy.
And it reflects very positively on him.
Correct. And we get that. We understand it. But we also say, you got to remember, we see what we see as a fan watching the game. And we go, this is the shit we don't like. The one thing I've always knocked Aaron Boone on is, again, it's something that he does constant. And the Yankees as a whole, communication is terrible. I don't know who tells them that he's great communicators. They fire cats for bad communication. I mean, they should look at themselves in the mirror. I say this every year. The Yankees eat crow themselves by just, all you have to do is quote a tweet and then say what they said now. It's like, what happened? Did they forget that they said this stuff? Like, did they forget these were comments? I mean, look at Brian Cashman a few years back. We know I like Gio Urshela, but he's not Josh Donaldson. Look at that one turned out. I mean, there's a staggering list of horrible things the Yankees have said. And also, this is different than just pure communication, of just contradicting themselves time and time again. So the thing with Boone is, I say this as more than I really need to. Don't bullshit in New York. Just be honest. If you see the bad play on the field, you don't got to beat your player up, but just simply say, hey, look, if you guys go to him right now, when I talk to him later, he's going to tell me I should have made that play. And he should have. He knows that. We all know this, Major League players. We know this. He missed the play. This stuff does happen. That's a horrible moment for it to happen. And he knows that. That's it. You didn't throw no one under the bus. And the minute they walk over to Glaber or to Volpe or to Jazz or to Rizzo when he was here or to anybody on the club, then look at the media and go, Aaron's 100% correct. I should have had that. I should have made that play.
But that's the thing. There's never been anything wrong with that. And I think these first and foremost, these are grown men. I mean, they should be okay with
being together with friends.
They shouldn't be okay with that shit. That's gonna be hilarious this year. But they shouldn't be okay with that shit. What they should be okay with is being held accountable. That's all we're talking about here. Accountability. And Boone seems to have a different idea of what that looks like. And here's my thing, because what Pete's saying is 100% spot on. Like, one of the things that I'm most grateful for in 2024 was gaining that knowledge of kind of what the feel of the Yankees clubhouse was, at least as recently as last season. And the reason that I'm so grateful for that is because it did put a lot into perspective. It did make me take a step back and say, you know what? Maybe I'm going a little bit too hard on Judge's captaincy and the way that he leads. Maybe I'm pushing a little too strongly on the Boone stuff and the accountability stuff, like, because a lot was brought to our attention that kind of made us see things from a different point of view and say, okay, all right, and it was things that we couldn't refute, right? Because it's like, yo, this is coming from, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's like when historians go and like find relics and it's like, yo, this is like a first grade relic. Like, this is like, you can't dispute this.
Right. That's
the kind of info we got. It's first rate. Like, these people know because they're like there inside.
Yeah.
But even when you have that and you put that together with the results on the field, right? It does kind of make me still feel the way I felt even before I had that knowledge,
Agreed.
where it's like, I mean, yeah, I get it. The players love him, and yeah, I get it. Judge is that guy, right? He's the leader of men. He likes to take the hits for the team, and kind of be the cape that shields the rest of the guys. But I mean, when you go out the way that they went out in Game 5 of the World Series, bro, I don't know how that can be the motto. And I think that's kind of what scares me, is that it just, again, like going into 2025, yeah, you got Bellinger, you got Goldschmidt, and you signed Max Fried, traded for Devin Williams, but this Yankees team feels it does feel like a little more of the same, and that's what scares me.
And the one thing that I'll add to that is I think the Yankees have the idea of leadership a little bit wrong, so to say, because leadership doesn't mean you just take the bullets for everybody. That's not a leader.
No.
You can do that in the right situation. You could say, hey, look, let me go cover this and we're going to talk about it later. That's a different story. But the fact that the Yankees they had that whole article, how Aaron Judge just takes bullets for the whole team. And I'm talking about, not, YouTube's a little crazy. I'm not talking about bullets. I'm talking the metaphor of bullets.
Got to specify.
You got to specify this before it's like, oh my God, he's talking about violence. No, nobody's being violent. Calm down, baby. Relax. But that's a good thing to do in the situation. But the fact of the matter is, doing that all the time actually makes you a poor leader, in my opinion, because are you setting the tone for the rest of the team? Are you setting the leadership role? Are you discussing what went wrong? Are you saying, hey, look, here's the issue with today. Here's why I did this. Here's why I said that. When Glaber got pulled, did Aaron Boone and him have a long conversation? I'd assume they did. I would assume they definitely had a chance to have that conversation. But there was even a couple of times this year where, honestly, as a leader, things that even happened in the dugout, I would have been like, guys, not here, though. Go in the back.
Like, don't do that right now.
Bro, I love Carlos Rodon. You shouldn't be crying on camera in the dugout.
I hated that, but that hurt me.
And I love Carlos. I love Rodon. I'm saying this sincerely. But to me, that's something that you go, hey, brother, come here, let me talk. Let's talk. Come in here. Like, come in the dugout and just be like, look. How social media and everything is. We don't want that on camera. I understand what you're going through.
And we don't want it for you.
We don't want it for you. You're already going through a lot here. You've been through a lot here. We don't need this out there for you. When the Yankees were getting the shit beat out of them, and Clark Schmidt and Marcus Stroman were sitting there eating popcorn out of a thing like a movie theater. I'm like, it's a bad look. Like, if I looked at the dugout, I'm sitting there going,
remember the Judge, Rizzo, and
yes.
Who was it?
Yes.
It was three guys, Judge, Rizzo, and I forgot who. They were maybe Doogie.
They were laughing
it up.
The Yankees are getting their heads bashed in, and they're having a good time. Those are the type of things to me as a leader that actually wouldn't happen if you have that constant leadership day in and day out and go, that's not how we do it here. That's not how we act.
And I'm not saying that you can't, because again, even when that happened, we got a lot of flack by fans saying, it's a long season, and like, what do you want them to do? Like, they're not supposed to laugh. Like, this is also like their job and stuff. Listen, I'm not stupid. Okay, I played the game. I didn't play in the major leagues. I will never, try to say like, oh, like I have the same knowledge as a guy who played Major League Baseball. But if you played baseball and you played a season, you played in school, you played AAU, you played travel ball, you know how it is. Like, when you're losing in the middle of a season, not a tournament. Correct. It's different. The tournament's rival playoffs, but like in the middle of the season, you're in the middle of a loss or whatever. Like, yeah, it's a loss. You know what I mean? Like, that's what it's like. Okay, like, we're losing. Like, that's it. Like, there's nothing I can do about it right now. I'm on the bench. I'm not up to hit. I'm not on the field to make a play. Like, I'm just sitting here. Like, there's really nothing I could do to affect the game right now other than root my teammates on. I get that. But when you are in the major leagues and there is much more at stake, whether you feel it or not, because you're going to make your check no matter what, but there's a stadium full of 20, 30, 40,000 people who came here to see you win. And instead, they watched you get your shit pushed in, but you're sitting there laughing and carrying on with it. It doesn't look good. And I'm not saying you can't smile, but it's like, why do it there? Like, when you go out to dinner at the end of the game, like you guys go to places where you guys can have a private space and whatever. When you're at dinner, laugh it up, joke, laugh about whatever, laugh about how bad your at bats were, laugh about the error that this guy had, but you're doing it in a private room somewhere where there's no cameras, nobody's seeing that. But to be right there in the dugout,
well, you're also
right
doing
in our
it.
faces.
You're also doing it during your time of work. I mean, you can really go down.
Yeah.
You're still on the job while you're doing that. So again, everybody here understands that, you know, the team, they're humans, you know, but before the contracts and all that stuff, they're still human beings. So they're going to have different emotions. Some guys handle things certain ways. Some guys, look, you don't even know the situation. They could be trying to, you know, joke around and cheer somebody up who just had a horrible game and say, you know, make a laugh, and they all laugh together real quick. So yeah, it's a long, long season. I just think, you know, sometimes the optics of it don't always look good when it comes to Booney, but and they're trying to sell us on this again. That's the thing. And that's what this episode has really been about is I've been begging this club. I mean, I have literally been begging this team, just get us another look at third base, because the reason I'm doing this, I know what's ahead.
Yeah.
I know what's ahead. And the craziest thing is we've seen it already multiple times. So for me, I don't see this as, oh, Pete's being negative about this situation or Pete's not understanding fully the situation. No, I get there's a deadline. I talked about that deadline today. I think this might be one of the most craziest trade deadlines ever because of the names that could be available based off free agency next season. So I believe that's the case, and I believe the Yankees could be very much involved in the trade deadline this year. The 24-hour stream might go a lot quicker this year. But
I hope so.
But, you know, to sell us on DJ LeMahieu now, I'm telling the Yankees right now, listen to me when I tell you this. You're setting yourself up for failure, and then you're setting yourself up for a bad situation with a good person, and that being DJ LeMahieu. And again, good person, bad person, it doesn't matter when you don't do your job anymore. So people are going to be, oh my God, but DJ, he's not good no more. Kev brings this up all the time. Bro, they did it for Alex Rodriguez, one of the greatest players that ever stepped onto a baseball field.
Facts.
Closing in on 700 home runs. The Yankees said, see you later, brother. Bye. Bye. I'm sorry.
Ate the money,
if DJ
ate the
LeMahieu
money
looks
like a bacon, egg, and
ass in
cheese.
spring traiing, they should eat the money like a bacon, egg, and cheese. That's
Literally.
simple. And say, see you later. There's no point. Because what are you going to do? Release Peraza, who is out of options? Let him at least get the chance on the bench. Go youth.
Listen.
That's my problem.
Oh, but there's a super chat there. But
Joseph Todd says, bring me Breganato. I don't know who Breganato is.
Breganato is a fusion of these two. Listen, Truth made a comment here, and I actually want to use that because it's something that I've been saying, but I realized I've never said this live on air. He said Aaron Boone is not a good coach. He's probably a great person, but he's not a Yankees coach. I was talking with somebody that I played baseball with. It was like 2-3 weeks ago. And here's the thing. I disagree with that, Truth. I'm gonna tell you why. I think Aaron Boone is a great coach, actually. I think he's a phenomenal coach. The problem is that the Yankees don't have him in that position. In baseball, there is no head coach. There is a manager. And there is a difference between managers and coaches.
I always say that.
In basketball, you have the head coach, and that his job. Yes, there is managing involved or whatever, but there's a lot of coaching, right? In baseball, it's not to diminish the coaching role because there is a coaching role, but you also have to be able to manage. And I think that's where I've always had a gripe with Aaron Boone, that because of the great coach that he is, I think he struggles to manage sometimes. I think he struggles to manage because managing is pulling the plug on somebody, is sitting a guy here and pulling another guy in for a little while. It's not going with this guy just because you committed to it 5 hours ago and that was the plan on paper before the game actually started. Like, managing is like, yo, bro, you have to react quick in the moment. You have to rely on your instincts, your baseball knowledge. I'm not saying he doesn't have it because he is a baseball guy. I really do believe that. somehow that just seems to come up missing, like when we're in the course of an actual game. And that's what bothers me. In baseball, we don't have the head coach. We have a manager. If it was a head coaching role, he'd probably be the best in the league, but it's not. He needs to manage, and managing is very different. And I think if he was that kind of a manager, like a real strong manager, we'd be having a different conversation completely. But coach wise, he's phenomenal. That's why the guys
who wouldn't want to play for a coach like that?
He's probably the best kind of coach.
Yeah, you come in, you have a good time, you have fun, and the atmosphere is very loose. Everybody's in a great mood, of course. The problem is, I say this a lot. I would say it on Game Season a lot. I go. The word manage is literally in the title. You manage. Look up what manage means. Manage means you're getting the best. Matter of fact, I'm gonna pull the damn.
He's gonna put the definition up. He's gonna put the definition up.
Yeah, I'm gonna pull the definition up. Why the hell not? Because it's interesting.
You know why it's good that you do that? Because there's gonna be people who hear that segment and say,
"Yeah, watch this.
It's just semantics. Coach, manager, same thing." It's not.
No, it's not. You ready for this? Be in charge of a company, establishment, or undertaking. You ready for this one? Administer and run. You understand what that means? Administration. What does administrators do?
Yes.
They run below them. Everything below them they run. They delegate tasks. A manager is always managing. You're always on the go. Again, I was a financial center manager for about 12 years. You manage. That's what you do. I can never sit back and just go, well, everybody's happy here. I guess the numbers are going to look okay.
Exactly.
My people loved working for okay, think about how I am now. This is how I managed. People loved working. Who the hell wouldn't love working for me? We had a great time all the time. But you have to manage. You got to say, this is off. This ain't working.
That's what I'm saying.
This is down. These numbers aren't what they were. Why? Who is slacking off? Who isn't performing well? Who is not resonating with the fan base? These are things that you have to look at when you manage. And that's the thing with Aaron Boone. It's very simple. You're a great coach, as Francis said, but the manager side comes along with it. You have to manage. You got to be able to say, and it's crazy to me as some people go, accountability is not a real thing. I don't think you lived life.
It's not a real thing.
Seriously.
That's the problem.
I gotta think you're 12 years old.
That's the problem with society today, though, bro.
Or you've never worked, or you've never been on a team with other people, other men, or whatever. Women are adults. Adulthood is about accountability.
Thank you.
I just don't get it. How all of it? What? You're a professional athlete, so it goes out the window?
Listen, the A in the word adult stands for accountability, and I think
100%
that's a whole different conversation. That's probably not for this beautiful baseball podcast that we do, but I think that's the problem with society today, like as a whole. Like accountability is like nowhere to be found. Like it's not a thing. It's not very common. I mean, you see it in all sports. This is not just a problem that's exclusive to baseball. You see it in football. You see it in basketball. I can't tell you how many times I see a post game from a guy who's literally making millions to play a child's game, and they refuse to take, responsibility for a mistake that they made on the court, on the field, or whatever. And they're blaming the officials. They're blaming the coach for calling a certain play or not calling a certain play, or a teammate who didn't look in their way or whatever. But and to me, it drives me up a wall, because it's like, bro, but we're adults. Like,
that's right.
You make the mistake, you take the accountability, and you take whatever comes with that. And the funniest part about it is that it's never as bad as you think it's going to be.
Yep.
At least in my experience in life, bro, like it's never as bad as you think it's going to be when you take accountability for the mistakes that you make.
No, it's not. It's not.
That's why I think we gravitate towards certain players like Aaron Judge, like Giancarlo Stanton, because I'm not the one thing I will say about Judge has never not taken the responsibility for something he's done. You know what I mean?
Yeah, agreed.
I mean, up to this point,
he takes accountability for things other people do wrong.
Exactly. He takes accountability for everybody else. And I think that was a really good point that Pete made earlier, because this is something that I heard growing up a lot, and from coaches or whatever that said a lot, whatever. The reason that it's not good to let somebody else take the fall for you is because you don't learn how to get up.
That's right.
And I think the point that Pete was making before is that Aaron Judge being that guy, that leader who's like, no, I'm going to take the fall. I'm the captain or whatever. It's nice and cute most times, but it's like, are you teaching your men like, and I'm saying men because, you know, it's the team, it's the baseball team, whatever. Are you teaching your men how to get up when they fall? By you taking the fall every time, you're not empowering them to get up on their own. And at the end of the day, yes, you are a team, but baseball is a team sport where that is driven by individual performance. I hope that makes sense. Team sport driven by individual performance. And
Of course.
if you're not teaching your guys to be able to get up on their own, you're doing them a disservice, really.
Agreed.
And I feel like, look, I mean, I don't want to go back to the Glaber topic because I think we did a good job with that last Friday. But like when you see stories like Glaber Torres and other players like that, it does kind of make you wonder, like, damn, like did we as an organization, if you're the Yankees, I'm saying, did we as an organization do everything that we could to, you know, provide this player with the best development in terms, not just on the field performance, but also like up here between the eyes, like mentally?
Yeah.
Did we do our part for that? Because that's a large part of the game. And I don't know.
Mental is huge.
I don't know if they. I mean, shit. It is the Yankees piece. So shit, they might go to sleep saying, "Hey, we do the best job."
Facts. They probably believe they do.
We got the best. You know. What I mean,
shit. The Dodgers went out there and their scouting was this team can't run bases. Brian Casher came out of the minor leagues were the best team in the planet, and it's like they didn't play the high A Yankees. They played the major league club that should have this shit locked in. And these guys make excuses for anything that they do amazing. They can never do nothing wrong. And that is one of my biggest issues with this club. But, you know, Cracklenut says, if Pete was my manager at my job, I'm sleeping in the closet and your ass is fired the same day. I catch your ass in there with a chicken Big Mac sleeping, you're gone, brother. You're gone.
Listen.
Yeah.
Bro, we never. Well, actually, you might have covered this, but I know
What's
that
up?
we never covered this live. The John Birdie comments the other day. He was asked about the Dodgers.
Oh, yeah, he didn't like
kind
it.
of talking all that shit. Whatever. What'd you think about that?
I like that. I like that. I wish more of the players were a little vocal about it. You know who I wish was a little vocal about it? The manager who goes, I really want to say something.
But he didn't.
I would have walked up to him, and no joke, this is what I would have done to Boone. I would have walked up to him, I would have held his hand, I would have whispered, say it.
Say it. Go ahead.
You can do it. Go ahead.
I'm with you.
I'm with you. I'm here. I'm here, Aaron. Say it. We got your back.
Oh, Booney.
I promise you got all of New York right now saying, just say something, Aaron.
And I know
And you know how, and he said it. He said they went a second time. He's like, you know how badly I want to.
Yeah,
And it's like, just say it.
And I get trying to be the bigger person. I get that or whatever. But it's like, at what point do you say like, no, like, is the best thing I could do right now be the bigger person, or is the best thing I could do right now defend my guys and defend my fan base? Because Boone, like, listen, like it, love it, whatever. Like, you're the manager of our favorite team, bro. Like,
Facts.
we have to ride with you.
Facts.
Like,
Got no choice.
Bro, there's nights where I tune into post-game season live, bro, and I see the man that's right there next to me on the screen right now, going back and forth with fans, explaining decisions that he didn't take, Boone, that Aaron Boone is the one who took. You know what I mean? But that's what we do because you're our guy. You're leading our team. Like, for once, bro, you had an opportunity to defend us and defend your guy. Maybe for the fans, you feel like you don't owe us any loyalty because we're hard on you, whatever. But the guys in the locker room, the guys that play for you, don't. Oh, I really want to. Then fucking say it.
Say it. Just say it.
Isn't
man.
it better if you say it than if they do? I get you as a manager saying, no, I don't want you guys saying anything like that, giving these people bulletin board material like that or whatever. But you're the manager to manager, bro. Because they took a victory lap and rubbed the Dodgers literally. It's clear that they're from LA because they Kendrick Lamar the shit out of the Yankees. I mean, the whole halftime show, all I was thinking about was Kike and Muncy and all these people and everything they said about the Yankees. That's what I was thinking about it. When Kendrick was walking in circles, I just saw a Dodgers hat just walking in circles talking about, yeah, we knew they were going to shit down their leg.
Yep.
We knew they weren't going to make plays. We knew we were going to win. Like, that's all I could see. And it's like, damn, bro, like, you're just, I really wish I could say it.
Just say it, man. Just come out and say it. And again,
there's
New York? Well, a New Yorker could say a lot of things without saying something. It's a New York way of doing things.
There's also, I'm glad you
I mean,
said
Boone, he's not a New Yorker, but in general, still you're the manager of the Yankees. Boone, let me tell you something. Shout out to our brother CC Sabathia, who's a Hall of Famer. He's from California. Let me tell you something. But up here, he's a New Yorker.
Yes, sir.
CC Sabathia up here is a New Yorker. Any New Yorker is like what he did when he got the fine against Tampa. That's a New York thing all day.
That was a New York thing.
About the consequences later.
That's for
but
you.
But if you
bitch.
do that to my boy and my team, I'm gonna have to get you. Whatever the consequences, no problem. I'll take it. But that's a New York thing.
Yep.
See, Boone hasn't necessarily learned that, in my opinion. Of you could say it without necessarily saying it. You could take a dig and be like, oh, is that you can take it how you want it. Take it however you want it.
You're right. There's a professional way to get somebody together.
Of course there is.
It doesn't have to be like, you don't have to go as low as the Dodgers did. And
No.
in all honesty, you probably couldn't, because like Kev was saying when we talked about it, like, look, the Yankees lost. Like,
You lost. Exactly. It's not much
there's
you can
only
do.
but so far you can go. But you can lose and still like defend your honor. I mean, I've seen UFC fighters post knockout, like literally post being knocked out cold, still make sure that they're respected. And somebody would say, I mean, you got knocked out cold or whatever like that. It doesn't matter. Yeah, you got knocked out cold, but you're awake now. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like,
that's right.
He knocked you out. He didn't kill you. Like,
That's
you know
right.
what I'm saying? You still
That's
have
right.
a heart beating. You still have honor to defend. And I feel like him not saying something is like, oh shit, like they really are dead. Like,
Well, it's almost like you didn't step in the ring.
yeah. It's like walked
It's
in.
like you didn't exactly. It's like you didn't strap the gloves on to even get in the ring. Like, getting knocked out is one thing, but you stepped in there. You still fought. You still went face to face. You just lost. That's all right. Aaron Boone was like, I'm just not going to enter the arena. I'm not entering the arena at all.
It's tough because I'm sure Boone looks at it. He's like, oh, this is silly. I'm above that. Like, why would I do? But it's like, I don't know, bro. It's just like, it's one of those things that just constantly reminds me of how great.
But with today's world too,
is.
can't you also just simply say that's just friendly banter?
Of course,
Get away with it.
I
mean,
think,
he could literally say, me and Brian are good friends. He did the same thing. I'd take a shot at him. Take a shot at your friend and be, hey, I just did. Hopefully we continue to see each other in the postseason. There's so many ways to get out of stuff like that nowadays in baseball in general. It's not as difficult as Aaron Boone, made some of these interviews that he does. When Sal Licata of all people are sitting there, big Aaron, say it. Sal, the Italian came out of Sal. He's like, come on, just say it, would you? Please. Say it.
It's funny because it's like,
and I don't agree with nothing Sal says, really.
No, I mean,
like
you're
barely
talking about-
anything, but he was right about that. Like, just say it. Go
you're
ahead.
talking about a Mets fan who, like, it doesn't behoove him for the Yankees to look good or do well or anything. But
It's just
I think
a man thing.
for
It's just a
him-
man thing. It's just
for
being a
him,
man.
it
It's
was
like,
more.
say it,
I think for him, it was like a New York thing though. Like, I think
100%. Yeah.
like yo, you can't let LA just like okay, they won the World Series. Shouts out to them, congrats. But you can't let them like just put their foot on your neck like that. Like, it's just one of those things that just, I don't know. And again, like I said before, it just reminds me of how great the disconnect is between them and the fan base. And that chasm seems to be like growing every season. Like, when I think we're getting close, like last year they traded for Soto and I was like, oh shit, like
Here we
we're
go.
getting closer to bridging that gap. And then a year later, we're like even further than we were.
Further apart now. Yeah.
It's like, oh man, I don't,
Macho said, pass the 40 and the blunt. And why? It's Macho, man. Macho don't play, fam. Macho don't play. Macho tells
that's
you
a
like
bar.
it is.
That's a bar. I need to hear that one on Friday. I bet you he's gonna put that in.
Oh, he'll drop it on there on Friday. I mean, you just now that you said it,
It's
forget
going
about
in.
it. You know the lyrics that you're gonna get. This guy's gonna sound like Big Ellen here.
Pass the
Coming
40
in
and
with the
blunt
lyrics
and
he
why.
got.
I can't wait.
He's filthy. He's filthy.
wait.
But guys, as always, before we end the show, I want to show you guys some of the new merchandise that we have on the website. And if you are in Discord, your discount is now active. So shout out to everybody that are in the Discord chat. Again, if you're a member and you want that code, I'm not giving that code out here because that goes to everybody. That is a special thing for members of NYU. You get a discount code, but you got to be on Discord. That's just part of it. That's just part of being a member. The code is now active and live on our Discord server for members. I got a fun little Cody one. Speaking of blunt, here's the Cody one. He is high. He is far. He is gone. Funny thing is, that's a little giveaway on my part from what my call is going to be this year. for Cody Bellinger. So there's a couple of different options on that one. Little reference here to the great book, The Outsiders.
Yep.
Stay Gold Pony Boy, but I changed it to Paulie Boy.
Paulie Boy.
And of course, it has, you know, the Stay Gold right there, the little quotations and NYY Underground there, a couple different colors. Of course, the Let It Fly Volpe with the 11 in there instead of the L's for our young shortstop, Anthony Volpe. Francis's favorite tee right there.
Oh, yeah.
The Martian.
Fire.
Jason Dominguez. Everybody knows that is the one. I'll be rocking this, no doubt about it. You'll see Pete Simonetti in that. Jazz Aura.
Oh, yeah.
Of course, the Jazz tee. You guys already know. And then shout out to Francis on this one. The Bronx Airbender.
Check him out.
Is all there, baby. Take a look at that one. The Bronx Airbender is ready to rock in the boogie down. As Jira said, yeah, we're big fans of Jazz here, if you guys haven't found that out yet.
Yes, sir.
So we're going to be rocking a lot of Jazz colors at NYU in spring training. We're going to have all Jazz up and down. And Jazz is fun because he adds pop to the team in when I'm talking about style.
Yeah,
you got there's different colors you could utilize with Jazz, purples and stuff like that, and
the greens and all that.
The greens, he allows all that, so it's really, really fun to have him on this team as a team who kind of has lost a bit of style, in my opinion, with the guys that they kind of lost. Jazz is one of those guys where you almost have to represent just because Jazz.
He's gonna hold it. Jazz is gonna hold it down for us in 2025. That's
no doubt about it.
There's no doubt about it for me. Hey, Louis Hill. Louis Hill's a guy. Don't sleep on Louis Hill. I swear, stand up. You know, he's a fly dude. He puts it together every now and then.
And we got something coming. We got something coming in the works too on a Louis Hill item.
I didn't even I wasn't even thinking about that.
Yeah, we got something coming there on that too. So
there you go. Yeah. So I'm telling you, bro, hey, you guys know who got you guys know who got the best merch in the game, man. Stop playing. You want to be fly. You want to have the best player merch out there. You know where to go. The link is in the chat, baby. Buy it. It's also very, 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 very.
Oh, you got to shop at the U.
Well priced. Okay, so holla at your peoples, man. Get yourself right before spring training. The games, they're going to be hey, the pitchers and catchers report this week, baby. We got baseball, baby.
Wednesday. I can't friggin' believe it. Today they were showing the videos of Max Fried pitching to Spencer Jones. I'm like, oh my God, I can't believe it. Then they showed another video of Jason Dominguez and Spencer Jones chasing down fly balls. Like, oh my God, it's back. We are actually back full effect. I can't wait. Francis, do me a favor and take us out of here.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. You already know, man. Chat, listen. Want to thank you guys for all the love today or whatever. Oh, before I go, I'd be remiss if I didn't say happy birthday to my beautiful, lovely baby girl. She turned 4 today.
Oh, the baby!
Yeah. Reggie turned 4 today. So we had
Reggie.
we actually had a cupcake party before.
Aaron Boone was there. That's
I invited Booney.
When Francis was talking to her, he's like, I get it direct from the source. Aaron Boone was downstairs telling him right now. He brought the cupcakes and everything. How were they? The cupcakes good?
They were good, actually. I'm not gonna lie. They were pretty good. They were pretty good.
I'm telling you, cupcakes.
But nah, man, happy birthday to my baby, all that. But hey, I want to thank the chat. As always, man, you guys are phenomenal. Well over 300 in here for a very long period of time.
Yep.
We had a great conversation today, man. And that's what happens when you fucking with the best community in the game. So like I always say, keep it locked and stay tuned because that next episode will, in fact, be the best episode.
So friggin' true. So friggin' true. And as you guys already know, we will never come whack on the Designated Spittaz track. One last thing before we bounce. Follow us on Instagram.
Right.
IG this year. We blowing that baby up.
That's right.
Instagram, NYY Underground. Jira's going to throw it in the chat. But with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, we are out of here. Peace, baby.
Then watch me do it again. Tell 'em I can't take no loss. My team hold no L's, no. Aiming for the top, can't make it by myself. I ain't taking no loss. I ain't taking no loss. Look, I'ma always win. I ain't taking no loss. Look, I'ma always win. We already know that we the coldest. Watch me heat it up.